Are you ready for some smart, plain talk on politics, Israel, and the law? It's the Andrew Parker Show. Let's roll. Welcome to another episode of the Andrew Parker Show. I appreciate. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. A raucous crowd here today. I appreciate you joining us for episode 430, where I'd like to talk about, we talk politics, Israel, and the law every episode. We have some of the best guests anywhere on the show to get opinion, agreement, disagreement. And you can subscribe by going to theandrewparkershow.com. theandrewparkershow.com. Subscribe, follow us, give us your email so that you're updated on all of the comings and goings and doings of the Andrew Parker Show, and you can get the latest and greatest. This is a short, as I just want to talk for a few minutes today about genocide. About the fact that Israel has been accused of genocide of the Palestinian people in Gaza. Now, there is no question that on several things, and whether they amount to genocide or not, we will assess. But let me go through what there is little or no dispute about. On October 7th, Hamas and the Palestinians joining Hamas, many of whom are being viewed as civilians, but they are clear supporters of Hamas's conduct that day. Many of them even took hostages into their home and held them. They were also held in tunnels. But during certain times, they were held through support by Palestinians in the community. Regardless, Hamas is a radical Islamic terrorist group who engaged in one of the most heinous attacks on a population in human history. Certainly the worst attack on Jews since the Holocaust, to the point where, and by the way, they took video of this in order to catalog it, in order to create a history of it so that it not be lost, as sick as that is. And this video is just almost impossible to watch. You could not dream or think up anything worse. It is what people would say is inhumane, subhuman, what was done. And that occurred, and Israel decided then and there, like any country would, that attempts to destroy the state of Israel are no longer going to be accepted. There have been wars upon wars, all of them started by the Arab nations or Palestinians surrounding the state of Israel, terror groups. And Israel has never been allowed to fight to unconditional surrender. Well, this time they were about to. But again here, and I've talked about this on previous episodes, again here, Israel has not fought to an unconditional surrender. No, as we speak, on the show today, Hamas continues the fight. There may not be as many artillery fires, rocket fires, munitions fired as before, but make no mistake, Hamas is not going away as the deal had called for. And so it is going to take military action. This is what I had predicted when the deal was struck. I don't like the deal. It's not a peace deal. I am very happy that the hostages, the living hostages at least, are all out. Not all of the dead hostages' bodies have been recovered or returned. Horrific as that is, and it is. But it is great that the hostages have been returned. Now what for the future, and how many more will die as this war continues? Because it will continue, and it must. Israel cannot stop like it did short of Damascus years ago when it went into Lebanon, into Syria. And could have removed the Assad regime at that time. Now, it has now happened since, but there was no unconditional surrender there either. And there isn't here. And it is Israel that gets assailed. And the reason Hamas is continuing to fight is because they see the world rallying against Israel. They see the world continue to scream about genocide by Israel. And when they see that, it gives them cover. It gives them reason to believe that the world will come to their aid, whether it be Qatar or Turkey, as is now happening. So they're going to continue to fight, and they're going to continue the big lie of genocide. All right, we know that happened on October 7th. We know it launched and caused a war. We know that Hamas uses civilians as human shields, and that they have spent the last 20 years creating a labyrinth of 300 miles of tunnels in Gaza rather than a state for Palestinian civilians to live comfortably, because they've gotten billions of dollars, literally, in world aid. They have built a terror enclave. No mistake about it. Even in light of that, the Israelis, much to their detriment, and the detriment of their kids who are fighting, ages 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, all the way up to 45, fighting to protect the state of Israel, not to have a terror regime, a terror enclave on its border, but to destroy it. Now you see Hamas, they're killing Palestinians in the open square. Their people in cold blood. Just the way they put them in front as human shields. They don't care. And this is the bloodthirsty nature. And now, a word from our sponsors.
Are you a business owner? Are you losing sleep because you feel your partner isn't carrying their weight, or because you no longer share the same vision or values? Are you no longer comfortable going into your own office? Are you walking on eggshells in the company you built? This is Chris Daniels, founding partner of Parker Daniels Keyboard LLC, a premier litigation law firm headquartered in downtown Minneapolis. For more than 30 years, I've specialized in business litigation and have helped hundreds of business owners resolve troubling business disputes. As a former certified public accountant, I get to the heart of the dispute, including financial issues. Business divorce can be messy, time-consuming, and costly, but doing nothing can cost you a lot more. Not just money, but emotionally, physically, and in your personal life. If you and your business partner no longer see eye to eye and you're eager to take a proactive approach and make a change, please call me at 612-355-4100 and schedule a consultation. Or visit our website at www.parkerdk.com.
Looking to reduce your tax liability and grow your portfolio? Consider Texas-based Texacoma Resources. They have been delivering results for over 40 years in energy investments. Investors may benefit with strategic advantages like depreciation, depletion, and drilling, but should consult their tax advisors for their specific situation. Call True North Investment at 612-968-3442 to learn more. That's True North Investment, 612-968-3442. Texacoma Energy that works for you. The key fact is that the ratio of civilian to combatant deaths, even under any reasonable reading of the numbers provided by the health ministry of Hamas, which cannot come anywhere near reality. It is made up numbers, but even if you accepted them and a reasonable interpretation of them, you would see the lowest civilian to combatant ratio death in the history of human urban warfare. Period. That is not, cannot, under any circumstance or definition, be considered genocide. And it certainly wasn't. And the bottom line is, Israel would never engage in such thing anyway. They just wouldn't do it. They're the one country in the world, quite frankly, that would not do it. You may view them as a warring country because they have had to be at war for so many decades, but they are not. All they want is to live in peace. And on October 6th, that's all they wanted. They got something different on October 7th. And they will not wait around for the next October 7th, which has been promised by the radical Islamic terrorists. One other comment that's important: Islam must reform. I have no hope that it will, but it must. The terrorist acts around the world that have been identified as such, the majority, the largest number by far, carried out by radical Islamic terrorists in the name of Islam. Period. Full stop. I know I'm going to get called an Islamophobe. How could you say such a thing? It's just research. It's just the numbers. And there's really little question So there needs to be reform. And it needs to be demanded by civilized world. This is it doesn't have to be, but it appears to be a war of civilizations, of what is civilized mores, norms, acceptable conduct. Islam does not have to convert to Christianity, certainly not to Judaism. Just like Christians and Jews need not be required to convert to Islam. Freedom of religion, freedom of thought, That, of course, does not exist within the radical Islamic jihadist terrorist organizations. So there has been no genocide by Israel, by Bibi Netanyahu, by his administration. And the hue and cry claiming it is a lie. It's a big lie to distract from the Nazi-like conduct of Hamas and radical Islam that continues its fight to destroy the state of Israel. And unless Hamas is destroyed and the other terrorist organizations are destroyed, and countries like Qatar and Turkey, or on the other hand, like Iran, stop with their colonialist, no, it's the Jews that are the colonialists. Really? I mean, they are the indigenous people of their land, and they have not expanded it beyond the thousands of years in which they've lived there. They, in fact, have reestablished it on a much smaller scale than what has been Jewish land for millennia. A bigger right to the Jews in the state of Israel, certainly, than the Europeans who came here to America and settled in the United States. A much bigger right, a more and stronger right to that land. So it's not the Jews, it's not Israel that is colonialist at all, if you simply look at the facts. You don't have Jews in any of those Arab lands, but you have 2 million Arabs in Israel. How do you deal with that fact when you're lying out there claiming Jews are colonialists? No, not at all. It's Europe. Europe has always, has certainly been. And I don't know, is the United States, was it the founding of the United States? I mean, Native Americans would certainly suggest that. But certainly, perhaps the most colonialist regimes are those of Islam, are the Arab nations of expansion. Iran, Turkey, my gosh, the Ottoman Empire. And there it appears trying to start it again. Watch Turkey. Mark my words. So no genocide by the state of Israel. But if the radical Islamists have their way, there will be a genocide of the Jewish people in the Middle East and then around the world. That's what they have called for, openly. To be clear. So keep your eye on the ball. Don't be distracted. Thank you once again for joining us for this episode 430, Genocide, the Big Lie. Go to the andrewparkershow.com. Go there and subscribe, follow us, provide your email, send us a text message. We're going to go over those in the next episode. Text us at 952-522-2818, 952-522-2818. Whether you agree, disagree, we'll read your text if it's within the boundaries of reason. Agree or disagree again, and keep us posted on your thoughts. Until next time, be kind to your neighbor. For more smart, plain talk, go to theandrewparkershow.com. Learn about all of your listening and viewing options. And remember, all the great things are simple, and many can be expressed in a single word: freedom, justice, honor, duty, mercy, hope. This episode of The Andrew Parker Show is sponsored by Parker Daniels Keyboard and True North Private Investments. Mark Twain once quipped, "A lie can travel halfway around the world while the truth is still putting on its shoes. When you are lied about and it spreads, the resulting mayhem and destruction can be, and often is, disastrous." Hi, this is Andrew Parker, co-founder of the Parker Daniels Keyboard Law Firm. I recently handled a high-profile defamation lawsuit on behalf of a luxury home real estate agent whose business was decimated by falsehoods spread about him. After nearly 2 years of litigation and 2 weeks of trial, the jury came back with a verdict of more than $2 million for our client. Parker Daniels Keyboard. We litigate cases, we try cases, and we win cases. With a record of excellence in achieving extraordinary results, Parker Daniels Keyboard lawyers have consistently won huge verdicts for its clients in the areas of defamation, civil rights violations, regulatory battles, and intellectual property theft. For wise counsel and winning results, contact us at Parker Daniels Keyboard, premier law firm in downtown Minneapolis. Looking to reduce your tax liability and grow your portfolio? Consider Texas-based Texacoma Resources. They have been delivering results for over 40 years in energy investments. Investors may benefit with strategic advantages like depreciation, depletion, and drilling, but should consult their tax advisors for their specific situation. Call True North Investment at 612-968-3442 to learn more. That's True North Investment, 612-968-3442. Texacoma Energy that works for you.